I'm Dr. Paul Cox. I'm excited to talk to you about ethnobotany and the role it has played in the discovery of the EPIC products. Ethnobotany is the study of how indigenous people use plants. I've worked mainly in the South Pacific and South Asia islands, but I was trained in Middle America and South America. I've worked in those continents. I've done a lot of work with Native Americans in North America. Had some exciting times in Scandinavia with the Sami reindeer people way up in the Arctic Circle. I've spent some time in Africa working, so it's just been a great experience for me. One of the reasons I've loved it so much is that I love people and I love plants. And boy, if you like those two things, you'd make a good ethnobotanist. So I started looking at some of the way indigenous people use plants, and this led to the EPIC line. I'd published a scientific paper. I was interviewed and invited by several of the world's largest cosmetic manufacturers to meet with them. They were very kind to me. They had amazing laboratories. I mean, one of them picked me up in a limousine that was bigger than the whole apartment we had at Harvard. But then when I said, how can we return funds from these products to help the indigenous people? They say, oh no, our lawyers won't allow us to do that. I was very discouraged, and a friend said to me, well, have you heard of NuSkin? I said, well, I've heard of it. I don't know much about it. They arranged for me to meet two of the founders, Blake Roney and Steve Lund. And when I asked them if they could help send money back if we made successful products, they said, well, of course. That's why we're in business, to help people. And to prove this, they invited me to their convention. It was really scary. There were like 15,000 people in this basketball stadium in Salt Lake City. I was supposed to give my speech. They gave me a big check for $75,000 to build a walkway through the Lupo rainforest so the people could get tourist money without ever cutting a tree. And that continues on today, so I was very grateful. In fact, Sandy Tillotson, one of the founders, and Steve Lund came all the way to Samoa to cut the ribbon on that walkway. It was such a great thing to meet these wonderful people who have a company, and their dream is to help people live better lives. What a great thing that was for me. Today, that school has multiplied. Let me just say this, I'm not a business person, but my real belief is that NuSkin is a company that makes dreams happen. They give business opportunities to people. It's been so wonderful for me to meet the distributors and see the wonderful things they're doing. But my dream as a little boy was to save plant species, to save forests. Later, as I became really so enamored with the indigenous people, it was to help them build schools, hospital, medical clinics. Barbara and I thought it was really a lifetime achievement for us to build this one school in Lupo. Because of Force for Good and NuSkin EPIC products, we've been able now to build 300 schools, hospitals, medical clinics in 65 countries around the world. These schools are built and the people promise to protect their forest or their coral reef. It's been just such a wonderful experience. You know, these aren't projects that make the front page of the big newspapers. They're not on the national network news. But boy, these Force for Good products that produce the funds for the Force for Good result in projects that mean so much to the indigenous people. I just really wish that I could take you in my Land Cruiser, or we could get on the plane and go. I'd love to show you some of these projects and how much they mean to the people. So what we're going to talk about in future broadcasts here are about the EPIC products. I want to teach you about the ethnobotany behind each of these products. And what I particularly want to teach you is that EPIC combines generations of indigenous wisdom with cutting-edge modern science to produce these wonderful products. And for me, the exciting thing is that every time an EPIC product sells, 25 cents goes to the Force for Good that not only funds these projects I've discussed, but many other good things for children throughout the world to improve their lives. I'm so grateful that you've accepted me as an ethnobotanist in your company. It's been so great for me to be with such terrific scientists, The founders are terrific. And the thing that's really surprised me, I guess I should have realized, is I've had such pleasant experiences with the distributors. I'm so grateful for the great work you do. So grateful for your support of the Epic products and Force for Good. So see you next time. Thanks so much.